Hey guys, this is Tanner with Utility Disc Golf, and today I'm out testing the Exo-Hard Method. This is a new plastic run for the Method. The Method originally came out in the Neo plastic, so it was in that C-line, stiff, durable plastic. So it was good for a lot of people, but I know a lot of people like the more grippy, kind of more baseline-y type plastic for their mid-ranges, like your KC Pro rocks and some DX rocks I know are really popular. So this is gonna kind of fall into that category. I like the Exo-Hard plastic for my putters. It's nice and stiff, but it still has that kind of porous, grippy texture on the outside, so I get really good grip regardless if the disc is wet or dry. I'm really looking forward to this disc because I hope it can be one of those discs that is a little bit straighter than the Neo Method and can beat in to be a nice controlled straight disc, or later in its life it can be even a disc that can turn over. So let's get into the throws and see how this flies right out of the box, and I'll give you my thoughts on it at the end. Alright guys, so I just got done throwing the Exo-Hard Method and comparing it to the Neo Method that I have in my bag. And in my opinion, the Exo-Hard is going to be a little bit less stable than the Neos, especially because the Neo that I was throwing today is one that I've had in my bag for a little bit and it's a little bit beat in. So I'd imagine that if I was throwing a brand new Neo Method, it would be more stable. So if you liked the Method when it first came out, or maybe you thought it was a little bit too stable for you, I would definitely check out the Exo-Hard, because this is something that's gonna be a little bit less stable out of the box, and it's in that softer plastic, so it's gonna beat in a little bit quicker, which is something I'm really looking forward to because I'm trying to limit the amount of molds that are in my bag, and having a mid-range that's gonna beat in a little bit quicker is gonna be nice because I can have a couple of them in my bag, and I can have one that's overstable, one that's straight, and one that maybe is understable in about a year or so. So really like the Exo-Hard Method. It's a great disc to have in your bag, a nice overstable mid that still has a ton of glide. You can still get a lot of distance out of it. It's also a little bit flatter than the Neos in my opinion, so I really like that for forehands. I was throwing this disc forehand back to the camera in between throws, and this thing has a good amount of stability to where it's not going to turn over and just turn into a forehand roller when you throw it on an aggressive Anheuser angle, but it's stable enough that it's gonna start to fight out a little bit and land flat. So if you're in the woods and maybe stuck behind a tree, or maybe you can only get a shot out with your forehand and you need it to work left, the Method is gonna be a nice disc for that. It's a nice utility disc as well. So definitely think a lot of people can get good use out of this. If you're watching this review and you're thinking about getting one, we do have some on utilitydiscgolf.com. If you're watching this within the first week of the release, I'm gonna put a little discount code in the description so you can maybe save some money on this. And until the next video, stay fly.